Hello and welcome to Conversations with Marjan and Desiree.
Hi there, welcome back.
We are coming to you with a few new videos as well as a new workshop that we have developed for you, which is called Lost and Confused. Where do I go from here? Because in our environment, in our business calls, in the social media, wherever we turn, we hear people suffering with that big fear of being totally lost and confused. It's the situation right now, it's so much bigger and so much more encompassing that the amount of people feeling lost is quite huge. So what happens is, there is this loss of liberty to act as you want. There is the office situation where you have home office, you don't know, do I ever go back to my office? I don't see my peer colleagues anymore. There is relationships that are bound in a small space together and changes because of that intensity of how you live together. There is the fear of having seen your parents in a long time and wondering what happens if they get sick, and all of those things together, they build up and build up to a big sense of insecurity. And then there is no way of planning anything because you don't know what tomorrow is looking like, what will be the rules in a week's time. So if you would find some solace in having a plan, that also doesn't work for a lot of people because it's hard to plan anything right now. So all of this caters to this feeling lost and confused, and we would like to have our contribution to helping people to deal better with that situation.
And it's not a problem if you get lost, right?
Exactly.
The problem is when you stay lost. And when Desiree and I were talking about this, this image of an airplane came to our minds, where we once heard that when an airplane goes to a certain destination, most of the time it's actually off course. It's not really on course, because sometimes a strong wind comes in, or sometimes a thunderstorm, or a busy stretch where there's lots of airplanes. So they have to deviate, but then they always come back to the course, so that finally they do reach their destination. And that is what we had in mind for this workshop. So how can we help you to learn that, to whatever you do, come back to your course and find your way back again.
Exactly. So let's look for a moment in what is happening when we feel lost. If maybe you have a memory when you were a child and you got lost either somewhere in the city, I lost my daughter once in a mall, or in the woods for that matter, if you all of a sudden don't remember where did I come from, where do I need to go? And there is a reaction in us that is quite primal, that is like our heart starts pumping, the sweat is coming, panic is rising. All of those sensations happen in our world right now with all these things that influence us. And with this in our mind, it becomes bigger, like a small tree becomes a whole big black woods where I get lost in, and where I beforehand could easily find my way back, all of a sudden I have this blurry vision, and it accumulates and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is when the strategies come in that we will help you to identify for yourself, and then we'll show you how to deal with them.
And one of the tools that we're using, and we talked about this in other videos, is the work of Byron Katie. And what you just described, Desiree, is actually step number 3, right? Because I am lost and confused is a thought, but holding on to this thought, repeating it to yourself over and over has a strong effect on your body. It has an effect on how you deal with other people, how you talk to other people. It's like the 3rd question in the work, how do you react when you believe the thought? And the 4th question, who would you be without the thought? So if you just focus on like where you're sitting right here, right now, and if you would not be able to even have that thought, who would you be? Then normally you can see that you're fine. And the turnaround is exactly that. Like a turnaround for I'm lost and confused would be I'm not lost, I'm not confused. If I connect to this moment, that would actually be the first suggestion or tip that we could give you. So if you really concentrate and are present where you are now, use your senses. What do you feel? You feel your hands on the table, you feel your bum on a chair, your feet are on the floor. Maybe you have a window and you can see a tree outside or the sky with clouds. And that is where you are. That's where you are. So you're not lost. and confused. This is the moment, the only moment that you're ever going to be. And you're not lost, you're here, right? You're right here, right now. And another turnaround would be, I'm lost in my thoughts. And that is more true, I think, than I'm lost and confused, because it's, you know, your mind will bring up images and memories and images of the future. So the more you believe them, the more your mind will bring up other situations and imaginary situations or movies that you've seen. So where you are lost is always and only here in your mind. And that would be something that we would love to help you with, to really break, and that's what we're going to talk about in the next video, to break this whirlwind of your mind that takes you on this downward spiral. So what can you do? So watch the next video. Or if you got inspired already by this video, why not sign up for our workshop? It's going to be held, we're going to hold it in the month of May, from the 5th until the 26th of May. Lost and confused, where do I go from here? It's 4 Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And look at our websites for more information. You'll find a bit more of a description there. Or maybe give us a call or send us a quick message, and we can tell you a bit more about it. And but at least don't forget to watch the next video, and we would really love to see you there.
Hope to see you there. Thank you, Marjan. Bye.
Bye-bye.